Hi everyone! So today I'm making tassels and it is super easy and super fun. So I got this tassel maker by Clover and it gives you 5 different sizes. So basically here on the side you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the smallest one. And then if you want to extend them by a size, you basically go to the next one. So this is supposed to be the, I think, 6 centimeter tassel, which it should be. Let's take our ruler out. Mine is 7, but you could trim it to be 6 centimeters. You could trim it even smaller. It really is up to you. And then the next size, if you want it to be longer, you go down, 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 and eventually this is the tallest one. So you extend the frame basically, and that's how you get to make a bigger one. With the bigger ones, it probably is better to use more yarn to make them nice and thick, but it's up to you what you prefer. So it looks really pretty, as you can see, and you can make loads of different tassels in the colors that you like. I just noticed this one needs a trim. That's the thing with the tassels, you always want to perfect them. So I'm just going to trim mine ever so slightly again. That's it is true, once you start trimming it and getting it to the perfect shape, you do go down to that essential 6 centimeters. So okay, now I think it's perfect. Okay, so for this project, all you will need is a tassel maker, scissors, and yarn of your choice. So I've got a couple here. I've already used this one up. So from one of these, this is the anchor one, and it's the standard mullen. I made, so this is what, 8 meters. I made 1 tassel. And I think they cost about £1 or something like that. So it's the cheapest tassel you can do, and you can make like garlands out of it. You could make embellishments. You could use them in your journals. I mean, just imagine if I just get my Mr. Darcy out, if he doesn't mind. So, you know, you could, for example, like attach one of those onto the cover. Imagine, you know, you could make a little loop there and have a little tassel. You could use it inside, like, I don't know, for example, here somehow you could attach it. So there's so many different things you could do with tassels. I think, you know, any household should have tassels as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to make this color today. I will make all of them into tassels, and these possibly as well. But today I just want to show you how to do this one here. So let's start. Now, first of all, it comes in the packaging with this insert, and it gives you the sizes that it comes in. So it extends from 6 centimeters up to 10 centimeters, so you have the variety of the sizes. I believe there is also a smaller frame, but to be honest with you, you can just, I mean, you're going to waste yarn obviously this way, but you could make it smaller, even smaller if you wanted to, by just chopping it in half, but that is quite wasteful obviously. So if you don't want to waste yarn, then get a smaller one if you need smaller tassels. So I'm going to do the small one, so I'm keeping it like that. I'm not going to change the size. Now when you flip it over to the other side, you can see these arrows here. Okay, so this is the side we're going to work on. Now before I start, I wanted to share with you that there is these 2 instruction leaflets in different Tabletop. So this is German. So there's another language here. I'm not sure what language that would be. There's English and something else in reverse. So you've got 4 different languages of instructions. Now, when I opened it, I feel like whenever I have instruction manual in front of me, my eyes go like, you know, I just can't do instructions. So I had a very quick look and kind of, I think I got the basis right. and then I didn't follow everything. Now, if you want a super neat, super professional looking tassels, then there is a way of doing it in a neater way, which guides you through everything you need to know around here. But I'm going to just do it nice and simple. I'm going to simplify it all and show you the simplest way that you can do this in. Okay, so let's get ready. So I've got my yarn here. So this is the color, it's a beautiful green color, and it's the number 907. If you wonder what number this one is, like a limey green, this is a 253. Okay, so I'm going to use this one first. So I'm going to start by getting one end of the yarn and snipping it, or sliding it rather, underneath here. So there is no up or down because they're exactly the same, so it doesn't really matter. And once you have once you slit your yarn here at the bottom in this gap, you pull it up into the middle and then just hold it down with your finger and then start placing the yarn like that. Now, I'm not doing it loosely and I'm not really pulling it hard, but I'm doing it so that it has nice kind of resistance. So I'm just going to continue until I finish my entire yarn, the entire 8 meters, because keeping in mind, I don't think that this is too thick, you know, this type of yarn, because it's quite thin and it's embroidery yarn, then it makes it like a perfect one small tassel. If you wanted to create a bigger one, I would probably advise to use 2 of them. Before you finish, leave yourself a little bit extra. So I'd probably have, I don't know, how many centimeters is this? About 30, I'd say 40 centimeters, roughly. So then I'm going to secure this on the opposite end. So you have like an N. Either way you turn it, it will be an N. There isn't a difference. And then I'm going to cut off the end and have this little, this is probably, yeah, 35-40 centimeters of the same yarn. Once you've done this, what you're going to do next is you are going to slide this, and at this point you could lose these ends because it's staying in one place anyhow, and you are going to think of the height that you want your little hanging bit to be. So I'm going to probably make mine really small because I don't need it. I'm not going to be using it. So right in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and really tightly, so pull the threads to be nice and straight, and then really as tight as you can, because the tighter it is, I figured it's better. And then I'm going to knot it like so, and because this is a very silky yarn, it's a little bit difficult, so try to hold it with your finger down as you do this, okay? So once you've done that, what you can do next is cut off these extra pieces like so, and then we're going to slide the scissors underneath here and cut it in the middle like that. That's one end done. Now before you release it, I would recommend to hold it, grab it on here, and then do the same. Otherwise they start rotating and it means you'll have to do a lot of trimming. So that's it. That's the beginning of the tassel. Now separate these two. If you can see that one end is a lot longer, try kind of moving it a little bit further up so that you have less trimming to do. And then pull it like this, pull it all down so it's nice and straight. And now let's create the head. So with the remaining yarn that you have, if you want a small little head, then make it closer to the top. If you want a bigger head, then you can make it a bit lower. I quite like it to be like this, so I'm going to do that around here. So I'm holding the area where I want it to create, and then again, it's up to you how many times you go around, and then, but you know, depending on the style that you like. And then I'm going to tie it in place like so, again doing it quite tightly, and the tighter you do it, the more shape the head will have, otherwise it'll be quite sort of floppy and flat. And then I'm going to find those two pieces of the yarn and cut them down. That's it. You can call it tassel now, but you can see it's looking a little bit rough at the edges. So what you can do is you can flatten it like so, and then just give it a nice little trim like that. You might find that you need to do this a couple of times. I try to rotate it and do it from another side and see if any threads are still popping out and looking a bit longer. Probably about this. At this point it's probably good. Now I can see this edge here. So just go as many times as you need to correct it and make it look nice. But essentially that's it. The tassel is done. So then what you can do is finish off by making a little knot at the bottom here, or at the top rather, and you can hang your cute little tassels. So that's my tassel making tutorial for today. Yeah, I've been really enjoying doing all these crafty things. I think because it's Christmas coming up, and at that particular point of year, I don't know what it is, but I always feel very much inspired by creating different things. So don't worry, watercolors have not disappeared from my studio, still pretty much dominating. However, I am enjoying these bits as well, and they're really, really relaxing to do. So I hope that you will give it a go as well. I will try to leave links below if I can find all of these on Amazon. And it really is a lot simpler to make a tassel. In the past, I always was tempted to kind of learn how to make a tassel, but I thought it must be way too complicated and it wouldn't end up looking cute, blah blah blah. But it actually is so simple to make, and you know, it really is super fun. So that is it for today, and see you soon.